Everyone says dinosaurs are extinct. They're wrong. The dense, emerald heart of the Congo rainforest holds secrets. Secrets of the deepest kind, whispered by indigenous tribes for generations. They speak of a creature, massive and elusive, a living relic from an age we thought long past. A creature known as Mokele-Mbembe. For centuries, tales of this blocker of rivers have persisted. A beast with smooth, brownish-gray skin, a long neck, a small head, and a powerful tail. Descriptions that, for many, paint an unmistakable picture. A sauropod, a long-necked dinosaur thriving in the modern world. This isn't just folklore. Over the last 200 years, explorers, missionaries, and scientists have ventured into the remote Likuala swamp region of the Republic of the Congo, driven by these same accounts. They're searching for physical proof, for a living dinosaur. The scientific community largely dismisses the Mokele-Mbembe as myth, a product of misidentification or cultural storytelling. But what if the sheer scale of the Congo, its unexplored vastness, could indeed harbor such an anomaly? A question that refuses to die. Our journey into this mystery begins in the late 18th century, with French missionary Abbé Liévin Bonaventure Proyart's writings. He recounted local stories of a formidable half-elephant, half-dragon creature, hinting at something truly extraordinary. Then came the early 20th century. German explorer Carl Hagenbeck, a renowned animal dealer, heard similar stories from his agents in the Congo. They spoke of a creature larger than an elephant, with a long neck and tail, inhabiting the Likuala swamps. Hagenbeck was convinced enough to fund an expedition. Hagenbeck's 1909 expedition, led by Lieutenant Grabena, unfortunately, met with tragedy. Grabena's party was decimated by disease and hostile tribes, never reaching the heart of the Mokele-Mbembe's reported territory. A pattern of hardship and failure would soon emerge. Perhaps the most compelling early account came from American big-game hunter and explorer, John Alfred Jordan. In 1920, while tracking elephants, Jordan claimed to have seen a colossal animal emerge from the water, its long neck and serpentine head unmistakable. Jordan's description, though brief, resonated with the indigenous accounts. He spoke of its immense size, its gray-brown skin, and its sudden disappearance back into the murky depths. This wasn't just a legend now, it was a first-hand sighting, albeit unverified. The 1980s saw a surge of interest. Cryptozoologist Roy Mackal, a professor of biochemistry at the University of Chicago, led 2 expeditions into the Likuala region. Mackal, a serious scientist, wasn't looking for a monster. He was looking for an undescribed species. Mackal's team interviewed numerous locals who consistently described a creature matching the sauropod profile. They also collected plaster casts of what appeared to be large, 3-toed footprints. However, definitive photographic or physical evidence remained elusive. One of Mackal's most intriguing finds was the description of the ngoy fruit, a local delicacy reportedly favored by the Mokele-Mbembe. This specific dietary preference, if true, offered a potential avenue for tracking the elusive creature. In 1981, American missionary Reverend Eugene Thomas claimed he saw the Mokele-Mbembe at Lake Tele. He provided a sketch of the creature, strikingly similar to a brontosaurus. His testimony added another layer of credibility to the persistent local accounts. Other expeditions followed. In 1992, a Japanese team captured grainy footage of what some interpret as a large animal moving underwater in Lake Tele. Skeptics dismissed it as an elephant or large reptile, but proponents saw a glimmer of hope. What makes the Congo an ideal habitat for a creature like Mokele-Mbembe? Its sheer size. The Congo Basin is the second largest rainforest in the world, with vast stretches of unexplored, untouched wilderness. A perfect hiding place. The Likuala swamp, in particular, is a labyrinth of rivers, lakes, and marshes. It's a challenging environment, almost impenetrable, which could explain why a large, relict species might have evaded detection for so long. It's a natural fortress. The Mokele-Mbembe narrative often faces the living fossil argument. While rare, examples like the coelacanth, a fish thought extinct for 65 million years until its rediscovery in 1938, show that such biological surprises are not impossible. However, the energy requirements for a creature the size of a sauropod are immense. The Congo, while rich in biodiversity, might struggle to support a breeding population of such megafauna, especially one dependent on specific vegetation. Critics point to the lack of hard evidence. No bones, no definitive photographs, no undeniable video. Many sightings could be misidentifications of elephants, large pythons, or even just logs floating in the water, distorted by mist and fear. Yet the consistency of the indigenous testimonies across different tribes and generations is difficult to dismiss entirely. These aren't isolated incidents, but a deeply ingrained cultural narrative, predating many Western expeditions. The scientific method demands proof. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And while the Mokele-Mbembe expeditions have yielded compelling anecdotal evidence, they haven't yet delivered that definitive, irrefutable smoking gun. The search continues, driven by a primal human curiosity, a desire to believe that somewhere, in the deepest, darkest corners of our world, there might still exist wonders we can barely imagine. A living link to an ancient past. The Mokele-Mbembe remains a phantom, a whisper on the wind, a shadow in the swamp. But in the vast, untamed heart of the Congo, the possibility, however remote, keeps the dream of a living dinosaur alive. What other cryptids might be hiding in the world's last wild places? Uncover another deep dive into the unexplained in our next investigation. What other cryptids might be hiding in the world's last wild places? Uncover another deep dive into the unexplained in our next investigation.